Hello again, everyone. Ambassador Thierry here with another First Fridays with Ambassador Thierry and friends. And my special guest this month is Dr. Bentenbi. Bentenbi, welcome, Dr. Bentenbi. I am glad to have you on this month.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ambassador Thierry, for giving me this opportunity to share my modest experience and connect with your audience. It's the first Friday with you, but I am sure it will not be the last. So, hi, everyone.
No, it won't be the last. So wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, what I'd like you to do is, like I say, you're doing some unique work right now. I would like you to, you know, you're a professor that speaks at various universities, and that's kind of cool. Perhaps you could tell us a little bit about that before we get into the work you're doing.
Oh, yeah, of course. But before that, if you allow me, Ambassador Thierry, let me just fix something about my name, because many people reach out to me and they feel like confused. So my first name is Bentenbi, and all the rest is my family name. As you know, we don't really use the last name in my country. About my work, what are you doing? It seems to be a simple question, an easy question, but it's not. I'm doing a lot of things. I mean, first of starting from my career in academia for about 20 years now at the university. I have just to highlight something very important. I did all my academic career in the University of Oran in Algeria. And you know what I'm talking about when it comes to Algeria, Ambassador Thierry. Of course, my background comes from library and information science, but the difference is that I have never worked at the library. Instead, I have been working first as information specialist at the Research Center of Scientific and Technical Information Series, which, by the way, is attached to the higher education, the Ministry of Higher Education in Algeria. Since then, I mean, I enjoy connecting individuals, people, and organizations to the relevant information in their fields of interest, in their sector of activity. I have been doing that for a while now. And after that, of course, I joined the university as associate professor in information technologies at the same department. Actually, I'm working as independent with some universities, higher education institutions, specifically in the MENA region and some African countries like Nigeria, like Cameroon, and beyond. Also, if you allow me, Ambassador Thierry, actually, I am also working on 2 books. The first one is about reshaping higher education in the digital age, and the second one is about mastering emerging technologies for modern entrepreneurs, because in addition to my academic career, I have another hat, which is I am also digital entrepreneur. So that's it. I prefer to know if you have any specific question.
You are busy.
Oh, no, I cannot. I mean, I cannot mention all the roles I have. I mean, I like sharing my knowledge with the world now, actually, because as you know, Ambassador Thierry, another chapter of my life started by relocating to the US 5 years now. So, okay, I left the University of Oran, Algeria, But the internet gives me freedom to connect with many universities and higher education institutions around the world. That's what I love to do.
Absolutely. I agree with you. You know, I often, well, I speak nationally and internationally in person too, but I am often invited to speak at various conferences and summits online as an online guest. And I've talked all over the world technically, and it's a delight. It's a delight to learn about people. You know, I was in the United States Navy for 20 years and retired, and I traveled extensively northern Africa, all through the Mediterranean countries, northern Europe. I really got around Central America, and I've traveled to Canada, all over North America. And it has been just wonderful because I try to connect with the people that are around me at any given place, you know. And when you really, I have found this consistent no matter where I go, even in America. If you're a nice person, and when you talk to somebody, you talk to them with respect,
of course,
they're going to give you respect back. They're going to treat you nicely and help you out. And it has been wonderful. And this being online is just amazing. I too can reach out to companies and people all over Europe, which is what I'm doing now, and mentor them. I have some mentees in senior government and senior corporations in various continents. And it's a delight to talk to them. And they enjoy my perspective from an outside view in, rather than being in their industry, telling them about their industry, right? That has been huge. Now, tell us a little bit more about your entrepreneur.
Ambassador Thierry?
Yes?
Oh.
Did we lose you? Oh, there you
are. Before that, I mean, when it comes to, first of all, higher education is my environment. It's where I enjoy. When I said before connecting, I mean people and organization with information, it can also be with opportunities worldwide. Okay, so when we talk about universities and higher education sector, it's not only about speaking. I mean, what I do, what I enjoy doing also is a facilitator of partnership. So act as a bridge. That's what I know that I have to update my LinkedIn profile as soon as possible. But I like to, I mean, I actually act as a bridge between universities and industry stakeholders. That's what's, I mean, that's where comes the power of social networking. Connecting an institution from higher education with industry stakeholder, or maybe with an expert from academia, and so on. And we can do the vice versa. I mean, connecting industry with academia. So that's very important, and I think that it's not something new. I mean, universities have always been working with industry, okay? But as you know, since the COVID-19, I mean, many institutions around the world became aware about the power of the digital and of the internet, to connect with each other, to work with each other, to collaborate, do research together, and so on. Okay. About my journey as digital entrepreneur. Yeah, as you know, the internet allow people to create their own economy. Okay, so let's talk about this later if you want.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. I think you're doing some work. Oftentimes, I have dear friends in academia and all over the world. And more and more, particularly over the past 5 to 8 years or so, more of them are expanding out into the consulting role, not just staying in academia. And it gives them some variance in life. They get to be doing a little bit different thing other than standing at a podium with the clicker, right? And that has also motivated them to write books. And here you are, you're writing 2 at once, which is, that's amazing. You write well, so it's not a surprise to me. And I'll be looking forward to you telling me it's getting ready for launch, because, we have the famous, what do you do? And we'll talk about that. I help authors launch their books on my special weekly program. And, you have a beautiful country. I've been to Algeria a few times.
Oh, yeah.
And I have always delighted the people there. They've always been forthright and friendly, very honest. And,
thank you.
A lot of the desert countries get a false reputation, of being on the take and doing all those kinds of things. Well, we're in America, it's the same thing. That's the image, but it's not the people,
Exactly.
And you're a perfect example of one of those forthright, honest people that are a joy to listen to, much less know personally, right?
Thank you.
And tell us a little bit more how you're doing your consulting with the academia technical side of it, because I thought that was interesting when we talked.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you mentioned the book. It was supposed to be published, as I told you before, in January, but I'm taking more time to be sure. And to be sure that the content, to fix everything, to double check, add research, etc., to be sure that the content meets my audience expectations. Okay. About my consulting, I mean, that's why I told you maybe about my digital entrepreneurship we can talk later, because I have to update my profile according to all my activities, according to all my roles. For example, some universities, especially some university decision makers reached out to me via LinkedIn, which is, by the way, a life changer, to help them, for instance, to help them evaluate a program. I'm not working alone on this. I'm working with, in collaboration, or I collaborate with some experts worldwide to evaluate some programs, some curricula, and also to suggest new ones according to what's happened now, according to emerging technologies, according to the AI, to artificial intelligence, and so on. So that's what I am doing actually. But I promise that I will update my LinkedIn profile according to that. And my website, personal website, is also coming in soon.
Yes.
Also, if you allow me, I want to, I told you that I collaborate with some startups, especially in Africa. There is an amazing one called Alafia, based in Nigeria, and we share the same perspectives. about the digital divide, because as you know, okay, the internet is a great tool. Okay, we agree about that. But the issue is that there is a digital divide. I can say a global digital divide that remains a challenge in some countries. We think that when it comes to such challenges, it's exclusive to underdeveloped countries. No, it's a global issue that we have to fix urgently. I mean, why? Because when we talk about the global digital divide, we can talk about the educational divide. As you know, not all people have the same, have access to the same world-class universities. And that's one of my dreams, to see or to have all people around the world, regardless of their economic or social, or I don't know what, regardless of their backgrounds, having the same access to world-class universities, like, I don't know, like, for instance, Stanford University or the MIT or Berkeley or anyway, okay? And when we talk about the digital divide, we talk about also the economic divide, okay? We can talk about the cultural one, about the financial divide. So I think that we have to fix it. We have to work together to fix such global issues. I don't know if I answered your question, Ambassador Terry. If not, you just let me know, please.
Bravo, bravo.
Oh,
yes, you know, more and more. Particularly those a lot younger than I am. I'm 71 years old, so there's a lot of people younger than I am. In this age of walk around computers, you know, yeah. My phone is just as powerful as my laptop, and the younger generations that are coming out now that have been raised with those in their hand think about the world in a different way.
Yeah.
And their world is far more inclusive than my world, where it was us and them and us against them and those kinds of things. For them, it's different. And I'm excited about them because they're getting ready to take over the positions of leadership in government and in enterprise and corporations. And they have a different mindset about it's not just make a buck for me, it's make a buck for we. It's doing the proper things. It's being climate ready and sustainability. There are requirements to be in business now, and we get to take that as a very positive thing that's getting ready to happen. So I'm very excited about that. And
I agree. I completely agree with you, and that's why that's why I believe to the importance that connecting higher education with industry is very crucial, because higher education is the catalyst for economic growth. Okay, so as you know, now we can talk about the knowledge society, the knowledge economy, the digital economy, and so on. I'm not saying that higher education is not doing right, but I think that we have to reshape higher education according to the new data, to what's happening now, to emerging and exponential technologies. I'm not saying that technology is the only key to solve all the world problems or challenges. Not at all. The human is at the core of this society. The human, we don't discuss this because we know that human is the core of all what's happening. Okay, I mean, instead of having fear about exponential or emergent technologies, I think that we have to rethink higher education to provide, programs that align with what's happening now, actually. And I don't know if I can advocate the importance of having a global education. That's why I said previously said that I dream about people in underdeveloped countries having the same quality of education that their peers, I mean, in the United States or Finland or anywhere in the world. We have some countries who are doing very well in such, I mean, to fix this. Like, for instance, the National University of Singapore. Like, we have another university in Finland. University of Johannesburg, by the way, because we also have stereotypes about African universities and about Africa. I am African, so I know what I'm talking about. The University of Johannesburg is doing very, very well in empowering learners, empowering the next generation of students with entrepreneurship mindsets. I mean, okay, we can empower students with skills, with knowledge. Knowledge is no longer an issue now, actually. With the internet, anyone can have access to knowledge. Okay? Do you agree with me, Ambassador Thierry?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I think, and more than that, I can go deeper. I mean, now with AI, you know what I'm talking about. Anyone can have access to knowledge. Okay, there is misinformation that we have. There are a lot of things that we have to fix. Misinformation, disinformation, being sure that the information we got from the internet is relevant and so on. I can talk about this for hours, but I believe that knowledge is no longer an issue. Instead, we have to empower students, learners globally with an entrepreneurial mindset, with problem solving, with critical thinking, and so on. I mean, with soft skills, among other skills. I know I talk a lot, Ambassador Thierry. I want to hear from you too.
Well, I am completely in agreement with you. You know, the intelligence level of any one student who struggles with one part or another of their formal education does not make them stupid. It doesn't make them lack of sense. There isn't a connection to the subject. But that same student can enter into a different area of life once they've got through the basic education and be geniuses. Okay. Yeah. And, you know, it's like the kid that failed high school and finally dropped out and became a master carpenter who makes furniture for the rich because he's that good. That's not a stupid person. That is a very creative, very intelligent person. So it's not that you're going for the piece of paper, what we used to call the sheepskin. It's going for getting a good education, expanding yourself, not necessarily going into debt, but there's some trades out there that would love to have your genius, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, a plumber, you think the plumber is going to put two pipes together and put it in a building. That requires higher math, okay? Angles and all the other stuff that's involved with that. People don't stop to think about those things, you know, and they make very good money. We have a dear friend that makes a couple $100,000 a year, and that's what he does, you know, and he's a pure genius in math, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, for you that are contemplating continuing in higher education, if you decide you want to go for it. If you decide you want to do something else, do that too. If you decide later on you want to come back to academia and get more education, why not? I've been educating myself all my life. You know, I have a couple of degrees, and I learn every day. Okay.
I'm still, as you know, life learning now is very important. Not now, it has always been important. So I never stop learning. And if we want to grow, keep learning. Okay, what I wanted to add is that in the global economy, higher education institutions should expand their efforts to include international partnership. That's why my role comes. I help many higher education institutions to get some partnership. I told you I'm not doing this alone. I collaborate with many colleagues around the world, in the United States, in Europe, in the MENA region where I have a lot of connections. And I feel fortunate to speak, 3 languages. I still have to learn a lot, but as you know, we speak Arabic, French, and English. My English is not so perfect, but I'm doing my best, okay? To learn every day, okay? You told me, you asked a question I didn't answer in the beginning about my digital entrepreneurship. I am a member of the World Business Council. You know, personally, it's very difficult to speak about myself. I do a lot of things. I do a lot of things, okay? So I also collaborate with the World Business Council, which is a huge international organization that has in Dubai, but it's it collaborates with many organizations in like 132 countries. So how can I do all this? I do this using the power of the internet. I repeat this again, and the power of social networking, especially when it comes to LinkedIn. It's just amazing. It's just like magic. That's where, and you know, Ambassador Thierry, I collaborate with people that I never met, in the real life. And that's how we organized the Africa Trade and Investment Global Summit in June 2018 in Washington, D.C. That was the first time I visited the United States, and I have to say that it's a great country. I like diversity here. I like the opportunities here. I like the level, of universities. But keep in mind that we have also great minds in Africa and everywhere in the world. We just need to highlight this and their activities and their what they are doing. Okay, thank you, Dr. Thierry. I prefer to hear from you.
Well, thank you, and we're right at the end of our time right now, and Dr. B, this has been fabulous. I thank you so much for being on First Fridays with Ambassador Thierry and friends. And ladies and gentlemen, leave some comments down there. We're going to be looking for them here for the next while. And again, thank you for listening, and thank you for watching the recording when you see it. So bye for now.
Thank you.